What is love? An art that only the finest can master. An invention as a fruit of the human wisdom, a playlist of mediocre songs, one for the good days and one for the heartbreak. A sensation, a mere play on brain chemistry, a war of hormones? Or is it just a fat lie passed down through generations to make the suffering experience of living more bearable and to make all the crap you don't need easier to sell?
If you had to choose between the love of your life or a credit card with no limit that you never had to pay back, which one would you choose? Visa or MasterCard?
Modern love is messed up. Whether you experience it or not, romantically, familially, or platonically.
Swear to God, if a man even utters a single word to me ever again in my entire life.
If you look around perceptive enough, you'll find more than a truckload of evidence. Actually, you don't even need to leave the house to discover how distorted our views of love have become. Pull out your phone and TikTok will tell you if he wanted to, he would.
Well, happy Valentine's Day. Wow. They're wrapped in paper.
If he didn't worship you with that specific Birkin, then you should leave such a useless burden. Am I a rapper? A situationship without proper communication is a motto for modern dating, or should I say, talking. And if you're seeing less than 5 people, you're putting your eggs in too few baskets and setting yourself up for failure. Celibacy is the anthem for post-chat recovery.
Don't speak to me! No man ever speaks to me ever again.
And alpha males are the new idols for those suffering from PTSD from promiscuous women.
Because she obeys the law, doesn't she? So she can obey her man.
Before deciding on if you should burn that ugly sweater from your not yet ex, but not yet boyfriend, let's ponder upon a more important question. Who killed love? And don't say Blackpink.
Girls don't want flowers for Valentine's Day.
I want flowers. I want flowers for Valentine's Day.
If he wanted to, he would. What got me started in this whole thought vomit was a conversation with someone who told me that his least favorite thing is gift. To me, giving gifts has always been something I enjoy doing. I love the little surprise looks when I just know that my picks are a hit. And to many other girls, giving and receiving gifts is a gesture we value. Obviously, there's a whole spectrum. A story of a friend is that she broke up with her boyfriend after being fed up of not receiving nice gifts on special occasions. My friend was in complete sympathy with her, where she thought the guy was just giving minimal effort.
Again, if he wanted to, he would.
But I felt like, even as someone with the love language of gift giving, it's a little extreme to just dismiss someone if that is not their primary love language.
This is what they mean when they say if he wanted to, he would. Look at how pretty they are.
That's so cute.
There's no reason for this except for the fact that these ones are dead.
Speaking of which, whenever during Valentine's and other major holidays, the internet always has a crazy competition toward who gets the most insane lavish gifts.
So let's do a hug.
And who gets the roast for not doing the quote-unquote bare minimum.
Yeah, but no. Just stop. Stop at the butt.
Quote, high-value women should not have low standards.
Stop accepting low effort.
Quote, if he wanted to, he would.
And after the first date, he sent her a Chanel bag delivered to her doorstep as a present.
Honeys, you do understand that if he wanted to, he could do that for each of the 10 girls he is talking to, right?
Like, are we kidding?
If he wanted to and that he could easily give you the most romantic, luxurious gifts while ordering that for all the rest of the women. It's not that hard, just a matter of his capability.
If he wanted to, he would is disempowering.
So, basing compatibility simply on if he sent you flowers on Valentine's, if he got you the new edition of the purse you wanted, is indeed a great test for financial compatibility, but nothing much more. Because if you wanted to, you also could. And if you don't see someone as who they are but what they buy for you, that's a risque zone that leads to more streams of Dr. Swift's music. And speaking of if you wanted to, you could, something not overly expensive but is absolutely a self-treat is a nice, simple self-care routine. Just like how having a good toothbrush is essential for dental hygiene, A solid shower routine is an absolute must, and I am super happy to bring back our community favorite, Tree Hut, as today's sponsor. Their summer new launch, Ocean Glow, is the ultimate self-love to thank yourself with the sensation of renewal and calm. Again, something as simple as a seafoam body wash, sugar scrub, or whipped butter is beyond enough to create a serene and calming experience we deserve. Because no one worked harder than you to be the you are today, and we both know that. So if your love language is gifting or quality time, I'd highly recommend grabbing your Tree Hut Ocean Glow collection at Ulta before they run out. They're so pretty. And since we're on the topic of ocean and love language, let's dive a little deeper into how the modern love language has been fudged up.
It really is not if he wanted to, he would. Because if he wanted to, he would, and he could to manipulate you. It should be if you wanted him to, he should. And if he don't, his homeboy will.
What are the 5 love languages?
Everything that my boyfriend got me for Valentine's Day. We have such a great relationship.
That's 2 items from Lulu.
If this is your first time hearing about the love languages, allow me to explain. 30 years ago, a book titled The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman introduced the concept that everyone has a preferred way of expressing and receiving love, and it falls into 5 categories: gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, and quality time. Breaking them down, if your love language is gifts, you show love and care with gifts, put extra time and effort into finding the perfect gift, and enjoy receiving gifts yourself. If it's acts of service, you look out for ways to be helpful, like finishing the chores, making dinner, or running important errands, and you appreciate when someone does the same for you. For words of affirmation, you value sharing your emotions and hearing your partner talk about theirs. You make an effort to offer reassurance to your partner, and compliments are a key to your heart. And with quality time, you come up with tons of ideas of what you and your partner can do when you're together. You appreciate spending quality time with your partner and when they give you their full attention without distractions. And lastly, physical touch. You like physical intimacy, to cuddle, touch, and kiss. When you're upset or having a bad day, a hug calms you down more than words. Although according to Chapman, everyone has a primary love language, which could change in reaction to situations, I personally believe that everyone runs on a spectrum in each category, where some people could strongly speak multiple languages, while others might only feel mildly toward one. To draw this back to love in the modern setting, consumerism has made the love language of gifts as the predominant sign of love.
You have the audacity to ask her on a coffee date, or you show up to the date with anything less than a bouquet of roses. You are getting roasted in the group chat. That is a disgrace.
If he loves you, he should at least buy you 100 roses on your first date. If he loves you, he should take you to a restaurant that has at least 1 Michelin star. If he loves you, he should be swiping his card on you. Regardless if he shows up for you at your roughest times, spends time with you when he is both busy and free, or simply just tells you.
That's it. Period.
When there are so many other ways to showcase love and affection, the commercial aspect of love drives the economy forward, therefore becomes a brainwashing scheme, mainly targeted at women, specifically to believe that love comes at a price tag. Anything below should be deemed less than love. Consistent communication, non-monetary gestures, all down the drain.
It's about his mindset and wanting to provide for a woman, which makes it easier for her to show up in her feminine energy.
Indeed, love has become just a commercial product.
Know your worth.
And it unfavorably put more pressure on the men.
I don't give you park date vibes. What vibes do I give you?
In heterosexual relationships, regardless if their love language is gifts.
This is pretty good.
Because genius marketers shape-shifted, or should I say, elevated, almost every woman's desire for love in the form of materials and gifting.
But I need these. These are the Hermes Stair Towels. Accessory I didn't know I needed till now.
2 sets of the Hermes Stair Towels in the color Natural.
Don't get me wrong, I still think gifting is such a lovely gesture and a great way to show affection. But social media and consumerism skewed the language more to focus on the dollar value than the sentimental value. To the point that a generation of girls' mantra is, if he wanted to, he would.
Princess treatment doesn't mean he buys you gifts 24/7, drives you around, or gets your nails slash toes done. It means he doesn't let you go to bed upset. He's patient with you, treats you delicately from the way he talks. A bunch of people called her out, rightfully so. This is bare the fuck minimum. Why are we now trying to change the definition because your standards aren't that high?
And now...
We're young, might as well have fun while we can.
Situationships, the death of love. Another love language that has been arguably magnified in modern love is physical touch. The prevalence of hookup culture, thanks to the aid of modern technology, made modern love more physical and less, if at all, emotional.
I think we've made it way too normalized to be in a situationship for longer than 2 months. There are people out there in situationships for 6 months, a year, 2 years. A situationship is essentially a free trial. You are giving the person free access to all the premium benefits of being in a relationship with you without getting the commitment, aka the payment, that you deserve.
I think situationship deserves a video on its own, for it acts as a solution to those who are uncertain or unwilling to fit into a traditional relationship category. But the general sentiment online often shows an unwilling but succumbing attitude, where young people feel trapped in situationships, and it's more of an emotional toll than a gift.
Read 3 hours ago, f*** you then. I don't care if you ever message me again. Bitch. Love of my life. What's up? What's up?
To backtrack a little, if you're not in the dating scene or the dating app scene, a situationship is an unspoken agreement between two people who are casually seeing each other romantically or physically, but there are no labels whatsoever. And there's a high chance that the relationship is neither monogamous nor exclusive.
You didn't know that it was a situationship because you were actually serious about this person. If you guys could actually be in a relationship and they totally just wanted to mess with your head and confuse you and gaslight you and only wanted to hang out with you at nighttime because the next day after being on a date, they acted like y'all were just friends and made you feel insane.
In other words, nothing like the classic Hollywood or Disney romance where two people just know they are each other's soulmate and give up their fortune, titles, sometimes even life, just to be with that one special person.
So at what point am I in a relationship with somebody? Honestly, when you both just communicate how you feel about each other. Oh, that seems pretty easy and straightforward. Yes, but nobody does it!
Please note that I am not condemning dating apps, hookup culture, or the love language of physical touch. The apps and hookup culture are just a personal preference of lifestyle. And like most humans, I also speak the love language of physical touch. Those of you in the Unlimited Squad who've met me before know that I'm a hugger. But the new norm of situationships as to what modern love looks like is making our generation less and less hopeful and faithful in love.
Wait, what happens if you fall in love?
You don't believe that, do you?
And love here is strictly defined as commitment. The way that our grandparents probably would have believed in, but only 1 in 10 Gen Zs say they are committed to being committed, with an acute awareness that relationships tend to come and go.
I think we should stop seeing each other.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Maybe love should never be in the first place romanticized to the way that the cheesiest rom-coms portrayed.
Going on more dates and you keep kissing, so that means you're together. No, it just means that you're talking.
Maybe monogamy is no longer the status quo to be accepted. Maybe love is nothing more than a cocktail mix of hormones, just a wave of pop culture that began in the 12th century by poets and songwriters. Perhaps the old love is indeed dead. Slain by consumerism, the gamification of dating apps, the numbness from repeated situationships, the realization that perfect happy endings only belong to movies, because life continues after the credits. And perhaps a new definition is given to love by the modern speed of living, pop culture, and social media. One that is less hyper-real, one that we have more control of than we think, despite the immense pressure from popular culture. I hope we all dedicate more time and reflection to how we love ourselves, others, and what we do, and be a bit more intentional and just honest about our motivations. If you like this discussion, make sure to also watch these 2 video essays after.